Very happy to report this morning that we are wrapping this effort up. Although we still have work to do, staff will be fully engaged Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with reconciling all of the records that we have in place for all the votes that were cast in Clark County. However, at this point, what we have left are the provisionals, which after conferring with staff, we expect no difficulties in getting those rolled into the system at some point late this afternoon. We have the cures that the deadline is today at 5 p.m. So at 5 p.m. we'll make a final sweep through staff to see if there are any cures that need to be handled. We'll be sure to process those ballots through. Yesterday's count included an additional 123 ballots that came in for voters who had cured their ballot. And I want to make an announcement to the general public. There's a lot of misinformation that's going out from groups. There is no communication coming officially from this office, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. There's no communication that comes from in this office. When you have an issue, you communicate with the election department. So we are not calling out with anything that should be affiliated with our department. I want the general public to be aware of that. And of course, the canvass will be Monday, 1 p.m. in the commission chambers. With that, we'll open up for questions, if there are any. Yes?
Are you able to say, I think the last figure I heard for provisional ballots was 60,000. Do you have an update, or is it still 60,000 that you believe will likely be entered into the system?
I do not believe that they will all be entered into the system. They are being processed to be verified as to which ones are eligible to be counted. There are still reports coming in from the Secretary of State that we have to verify. We are not the only county who are continuing to have votes. They had mail come in on Tuesday. There's possibility that some of those folks may be getting cures. We still have to be updated on that information up until 5 o'clock today. But all 60,000 of those provisional ballots, I can tell you with a great deal of certainty, they will not all count. But that will be done today, and those numbers will be published this evening. A full count? I won't until after the canvass. However, that information is available on the website as far as the individuals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about open cures that are in the system?
Yeah, how many are left?
I misunderstood your question. My apologies. That's 1,585.
Okay. Thank you.
I do have that number. My apologies.
Repeat that, 1,500.
1,585 outstanding cures that are still in the system that are eligible to contact us by 5 p.m. And again, that number is 702-455-6552.
And you don't have a number on the total amount of provisional ballots, correct?
That will be counted? No.
Okay,
Just the number that are available to be counted.
okay.
And that figure was still 60,000?
That's correct. You were correct. Yes?
Mr. Gloria, from the Trump campaign, they are alleging that 80,000 ballots that went out during the primaries came back as undeliverable, but here in the general election, the same 80,000 ballots, 7,000 came back counted as votes. I was wondering if this is anything that you know about, or if you'd like to respond to that?
I have no information on exactly what they've identified as those ballots, but we'll certainly look into it if they give it to us. Unfortunately, they don't give those reports to us. They're just going out to the media. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation that's being put out there, but I have consistently communicated to the general public and the media that any instance or irregularity that has been pointed out to us we've come up with an answer to explain exactly why those occurred. We will continue to do so.
Have you been asked for a recount yet by any local candidates?
They're not eligible to request a recount until we've canvassed. They'll have 3 days after the canvass in order to put that request in. No, I have not.
And then once they put that request in, you guys have 5 days to start it, and then is it another additional 5 days to finish the recount?
That's correct. Yes?
Looking to the future, how will this election affect elections in the future themselves? Just what has happened, and just what's your takeaway? The pluses and minuses, if you're both comfortable answering that.
The reason we're good at what we do in Clark County, and I stand on a very solid foundation of registrars who have come before me, we've set standards nationwide for what we do. We always work to make things better, but all of us registrars are not policymakers. We're administrators, so it'll depend on what the legislature determines on what to do after this election. We take orders from the state as far as how we change any of our processes or any laws that might change as to how we administer and manage elections in Clark County and the state of Nevada, but we'll always work to make things better here.
What input will you give to the legislature of what you've seen for this election?
I'm sorry.
What's your input that you'll give to the legislature to make things better that you see?
Well, that's a little bit too early. It's probably inappropriate to make those kind of statements now. We'll definitely, they listen to us as far as clerks and registrars. They're very good here about hearing what our concerns are, what we had to deal with, and what we think might be a good idea for improving things in the future, but it's a little premature at this point to say anything.
Will there be any updates further in the week anymore? Another press conference like today? Will we be seeing you again here soon? Or
We'll see you tomorrow,
10 a.m.?
10 a.m. We've been on time every day.
What updates can we expect tomorrow?
One more. You've got one more unofficial report that'll come out from Clark County. After that, it becomes official after I canvass on Monday, and then it goes to the secretary for their activities.
And
Yes.
I just want to reiterate, yesterday you had additional 123 ballots that came in, 1580.
Not come in, they were counted.
Counted.
Nothing could come in anymore. The
Okay.
deadline was Tuesday.
Okay, and then 1585 outstanding cured ballots, and then 60,000 provisional ballots.
That should roll in. Those that are eligible to be counted, they will go in today.
Okay,
It's very clear in the law that we have to finish by today, 11:59.
okay.
And the deadline for people to cure the ballots for those 1,500 or so, it's 5 p.m. today.
That's correct.
Any message to the public who may be watching before 5 to come and get it done?
I think the public has heard a lot from me in the past 8 days. I'm pretty clear every single day on what the deadlines are. My PIO has done an excellent job of keeping me up to breast on what I should share with the general public. We've made it clear when the deadline is every single day. We're open. We have the line open, 702-455-6552. If you need to cure, call that line and we will help you.
I just want to make sure that today is the last day by 5 o'clock. They can come to cure the ballots. But another 60,000 provisional ballots going to be starting counted tonight or all the way until 16, or today will be ended?
Today is the final day to count. We have to have everything into the system that will be looked at as our final unofficial count, and those 60,000, only those that are eligible to be counted that will be rolled into the system.
So which means by end of this day, every ballot eligible to counted will be finished counted.
That is correct.
So the report going to be tomorrow, going to release on tomorrow.
We'll send it to the secretary. I can't tell you when they plan to post, but we will certainly post by no later than tomorrow, which we've done every day. Thank you all. Have a great day. We'll see you one more time.